everybody, David here, and this is the Nissan Z Nismo. I am late to the party on this one. It came out roughly a year ago. The Nissan Z Nismo is a controversial sports car when it comes to, I guess you could say, the modern state of the sports car industry. The decisions they've made, the competition it has to go up against, the lack of a manual transmission. And my question is, was the industry and the car review industry too hard on the Nissan Z Nismo? Also, just trying a little bit different intro today. Let me know if you like this style where I just cut straight to the chase. Thanks, guys. I will say, though, definitely a looker. Very, very photogenic. So let's hop in, go for a drive. All right, exciting stuff. Nissan Z Nismo. Now, I actually have a ton of experience behind the wheel of this engine platform specifically. I probably have a more unorthodox view of all this. The first time I ever experienced this motor was actually in the Infinities, right? The twin-turbo V6, kind of the baby GTR engine. Very similar engine geometry and design, and it made it very popular among tuners, including my buddies over at Z1 Motorsports, who actually put one of these engines from an Infinity in a 370Z. That's because the new Nissan Z was a carryover. They used basically the 370Z's platform or the chassis, and then they just made it faster with more power and changed some things. So I got to drive Z1's R&D car in that chassis. Then after that, I went out to Las Vegas and drove the brand new Z. Now, to give you some context, I don't think there was another sports car that was about to come out that I wanted to succeed more. It was 100% Japanese. It was 100% Nissan. I own S chassis and 240SX. I'm a fan. I also love drifting the 350Zs and 370Zs. So I was excited of the prospect of a new Z, and I finally got to drive it, and there are some things I just didn't like about it. I thought it was too floaty, like I said before. And one big gripe I had with it as well was at the lowest price point, it didn't come with a limited slip differential, and you had to spend a ton more money to get the limited slip. And as somebody who likes sliding cars, I had a problem with that. But this has made a lot of changes. It is a wee bit droney. I will say that. Oh, there's a clown shoe. Heck yeah. Sorry, I got excited. Let's start from the in to the out, okay? The interior, it's basically the same as the other Z, just with some red stitching, some touches, the Recaro seats, and they're completely manual. You have to turn some knobs, right? Very analog. Is one thing about the Nissan Z that a lot of people like is that since it does use an older platform with some newer technology, there is a little bit of the old school feeling sometimes. Okay, so first impressions. Holy moly, is it a lot better than the normal Z. The normal Z felt extraordinarily floaty, and I had basically zero confidence in it, and it would just kind of do this number, right? This thing is the polar opposite in every single way, but that has been solved. That makes me very happy. Power-wise, the gearbox so far seems decent. It's definitely faster than the auto that was in the normal Z as well. This car has to be driven in Sport Plus mode. The standard mode, not a fan. Okay, let's get back to driving. Fun fact, I wish I got some footage of just now, but I just stopped at a really cool location that's actually along the Appalachian Trail, and this car was a massive hit. People would emerge from the woods in full camping gear. You know, they've been on this journey a very long time, and they would come up to the Z and go, oh my gosh, I haven't even seen one of these yet. And I'm like, well, yeah, especially in your situation. But yeah, it was a huge hit. People taking photos, getting stoked about it. There it is. I knew you had it in you. Woo, okay. It's also got the traditional Z gauge pods on the top that you would find all the way back in like the 280Z, 260Z, stuff like that. We have wireless Apple CarPlay, which is phenomenal. It should be standard in pretty much every car by now. The engine, twin turbo Nissan V6. I don't think it's as strong as the B58 and the Supra, its main rival. The motor makes 420 horsepower and 384 foot-pounds of torque, so it's got a little bit more sauce behind it. We also have a 9-speed automatic gearbox. Yes, it is tuned better than the normal Nissan Z, the non-Nismo version, but that is the big elephant in the room for this car. Nissan stated that they basically couldn't meet their R&D standards or quality control standards by carrying over the 370Z manual transmission because of the extra torque and the extra horsepower, which is a huge bummer. I mean, an absolute huge bummer, because with all the corrections they've done to this car, better spring rate, the stiffer chassis, the better suspension, the much better turn-in and confidence, this car would have been awesome with a stick. And I know that's like the easiest thing to criticize about this car, but it's true. Another reason they claimed why they went auto only is that their customer base allegedly wanted fast lap times. Here's the thing, with Z's, I've never really thought about lap times. That's just my personal opinion. I've thought about a fun, nimble sports car that you could slide or go road course racing or just have a really great Japanese chassis. I never have really thought about trying to time attack and take on the Dark Horse or take on BMW. That's, oh, there's some deer. Not today, Bambi. This car is $13,000 more than the new Z, the normal Z. That's a lot. Not only that, you're also going up against the BMW M2 and also almost the Mustang Dark Horse. This car starts at roughly somewhere between $64,000 to $66,000. That is eye-watering for a Nissan. That is not an R35 GTR or a used R35 GTR, right? It is $70,210. No, this is optioned up, but that just made things even more difficult. I don't think I could call this a $70,000 car. The steering wheel is identical to the R32 Skyline GTR, which I find really, really cool because it's an amazing steering wheel. This time it has buttons on it. That's pretty much the only difference. Of course, the suede on the steering wheel, all that kind of stuff. They gave it the Nismo touch on the interior, but the door cards and everything like that still feel very, very 370Z, right? But it's got some juice. So I guess what I'll say is that I don't think the Nissan Z Nismo is a bad car. I don't think it's a bad car. Yes, it's a bummer that the manual is not there. A lot. Man, it's a bummer. Like I keep going, dude, this thing right now with the twin turbo V6, oh, it'd be so sick, man. But it's just not the reality right now. Along with that, it has almost made the Nissan Z and Nismo Z almost like a unicorn to see on the road because of its price point. You never see these things. And the other question is, if you're already spending $60,000, is it worth comparing to a BMW M2 or the Dark Horse, which I know a lot of people give the Dark Horse a really hard time. That car, in hindsight now, after driving it a while ago, God, that thing was good. And you get a Tremec manual transmission, and it sounds so glorious. There goes my bag. Along with that though, the visibility is way better than the Supra. I will say that, and arguably, a lot of people prefer the look of this car over the Supra. With its 300ZX style taillights, the kind of fishy front end, you know. One thing I just never kind of put two and two together was the tinted taillights. They're basically black, and it kind of gives me old FDRX7 vibes, right? Also has a shift light in the digital dash, which is really handy. This is how the Nissan Z, in my opinion, should have started. Should have started this way. I think the reception of the car would have been 100 million times better if it started like this as the blueprint. Another really nice thing about this too is that the climate control is an analog knob. All I have to do is turn the knob, just like the old days, and not a million screens in the cabin. You have to think in hindsight, look, I know that cars are expensive nowadays, and it's really hard to find a new sports car that you can actually afford. If this car in a perfect world was priced closer to what the old 370Z Nismo was, which I know is a fever dream, this thing would sell. It would have sold. It would have done really well. And it is a pleasure to drive. The more I have driven it, the more I've seen the appeal and why Nissan was so proud of this thing. In my brain, a really great modern sports car is when you go on a mountain drive and you can do a decent speed, like not going full send, a decent, fun speed, and rarely have to brake, and just coast and stay in a neutral zone a lot of the times. That's when I go, this car is really balanced, and this car is really fun to drive, because I'm not having to overthink, right? Woo! There it is. Get a big fat whoosh noise. Yeah, this is the Z we wanted. Nimble, a little aggressive, and fun. Oh, there we go. Whoa, there goes my bag. You can literally hear the rocks flying off these Dunlops the entire time you're having your, well, your fun time. Also, we have the Nismo Z sticker package, or stripe package, and it's on the hood, it's very obvious, but then on the back, it kind of has these like ghost stripes in the back. It's kind of nice and subtle. At first, I did not think I was gonna like it that much. I'll be completely honest with you, because of the impression I got from the first Nissan Z. Look, I know it's very cliche to be like, wow, they fixed everything I've ever wanted. But they did, other than the transmission. Like, the car's good, interior could be a little bit better, but the car looks good, it drives good. I just really was hoping this car delivered, and I think it does. But will people buy it? I don't know. I think this car will slay in the used market, and I don't think that's what Nissan wants to hear. I know that sounds kind of cynical, but the car's too expensive. I think we've all understood this. Most sports cars today are too expensive, including this one. And that's all I got to say about that. What do you guys think about the Nissan Z Nismo? Put it down in the comment section below. And I am at a construction zone, so I'm gonna close out this video now instead of sitting here for an hour. And see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.